Now that you know about how to create lots of different docs and some of the things you can do with them, let's take a look at organizing. When you go into your docs folder, you'll see it just like this. Here's the create, here's the upload. Home is where all your stuff is that you're showing in home. Other ways of viewed are just things owned by you. So if, for example, someone shares a document with you and it's not owned by you, it won't appear in this list. All items will show everything, even things you hid, and I'll talk about hiding, which is actually a really great feature. You can also go over and sort by title, last opened, if you prioritized, so you could sort that way too. And don't worry about the settings. If you want to do some different features, you actually have to just click on and select, check off a form. I didn't mean that, I apologize. If we check off a form, you get different menu choices at the top. If you're looking for the menu choices at the top and you have no form checked off, you're not going to see them. So there's, once again, another way you can share if you want to share a document. Here's what I talk about. It's very important in organize. By default, everything's just not in any kind of collection or folder. What you can do is you can create folders, and you can even create subfolders with your folders and put documents in there, much how you save things on the hard drive of your computer or network computer. Very simple to do. I'll show you that in a minute. Also under more, the important thing is don't show in home. If you have a document that you're going to put in a folder and are happy with there, or you don't need to see it all the time when you go to home, because you end up having a lot of documents and home gets big and you don't need them all the time, you can check off the ones you don't want to show in home. So just say I'm going to check off a bunch of these guys. I always want my to-do list showing in home. And I can go to more and say don't show in home, and watch, they disappeared. Now, if I wanted to see them again, I could go back to all items, and there they are again, copy, the chrysanthemum. But watch, copy and chrysanthemum will go away when I click on home because I selected them not show in home. So once again, check it off, and under more, don't show in home, and you can check off many. For those documents you've already put in a collection folder and know where to find them, and you don't want to see them all the time. Now, when it comes to making collections, what you can do is, it's under create, and you can do collection. So if I wanted to create a collection, and I'm just going to call it practice like I've called everything else, I click OK. Here it appears. Practice is right here. So what I can do is I can also put a new collection inside of practice if I want to as well. Or I could click on Mimeo, put a new collection inside of Mimeo. So that's how you can make subfolders inside. So like, for example, my school integration folder, I have subfolders of Centennial, Leroy Drive, and Thornton. And I made those by first creating my school integration folder and then going to practice. So if I go to practice, I can now say, okay, well maybe I'm going to make a practice folder for the Google Docs class. Or I'm going to make a practice folder for the Google Sites class. Now, the Google Sites folder went under the Google Docs folder because I made it inside. Watch, I can just move it into the practice, and now practice has a Google Docs folder and a Google Sites folder. So if I go back to my main page of Docs and I want to move these folders, and look, folders will also appear in home. If I don't want to see them here because I'm going to see them over in my collections, I can just check them off, go over more, and say don't show in home. They don't show in home, but they still show over here. So why do I need them in two places? So I can move these practice forms, and I could go to the folder then and say, okay, where do I want them? I want them in practice, but I want them in the Google Docs class. I apply changes, and then watch. I can hide them from home so I don't even have lesson home, but if I go over to here at practice, Google Docs, there's the forms. So really easy way to organize and find things. So I'm a big fan of making collections and organizing myself that way and getting things out of home, because sometimes just too much things in home. Another feature you have is now preview. You can check off a document and click preview, and it'll show you a little preview over here. So here's my to-do list, which nobody wants to see, but if I hit preview, there's a little preview of my to-do list. So that's really it. So really remember, home is where everything is. You can hide things from home if you don't want to see them. All items will show you everything. I don't really use starred, but you can star items. So I could go to more and I could say add a star. And if I did starred items, you'll see I don't star very many items, but there's another way of organizing it. Using your collections is like just creating folders, like when you save things on your hard drive or on the network. And to create a collection, you go under Create, Collection. Once you create the collection, you're in the collection. It also shows you up here where you are. I'm in the collection, so if I create a folder now, it'll be a new collection created in a collection. I want to go back, I can just close it up and it'll take me back to home. You can also search up here, so if you remember the name of a document, and it'll bring up all the documents that started with Edmodo, and you can find things that way. So that's also really helpful, is the search box. So if you're not sure, you can't find it, you haven't organized it, it's not in a folder, just come up here. Make sure you're not just in home, because what if you've hidden it from home, and just type what you're looking for. I'm just going to look, see if there's anything under my name. Oh, I guess I have nothing under my name. Let me see if I have anything under Adams 12. I have nothing under Adams 12. There I do. So all the different things, if you do in all items, it'll find, if you make sure that there's nothing up in here when you're searching, like you don't want to see home, because what if it's something you've taken it out of home? Nothing in here. It'll search everything that you have access to in Google Docs, even people's documents that they've shared with you. I hope this helps.